I hope you're ready. This is going to be exciting.
And the Geico restart's up to go. Green flag is out and we're underway.
Just a few laps into this. Oh, the 37's getting loose. Oh, and he saves it. Oh, they're going 3 wide.
We've got a 5-way fight for the win of this race coming to 4 laps to go. He's gonna win it here in spectacular fashion.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome back after a short break to the Brewing Company Xfinity Series here on Tuesday night. Well, I've been missing y'all. It's been a while, but we are back and glad to be here doing some racing here at Chicagoland Speedway. Haven't been here in the Xfinity Series, I don't think ever, funny enough, and I think this will be the first time that we'll see these cars around here. I went back and looked over the last 2-3 seasons. I haven't seen it, so it'll be interesting to see who can come away with the victor, who's got the ability to get it done here at Chicagoland. Well, Chris Morris got it done 2 weeks ago at Bristol. First win of the season here in the Xfinity Series. Long due. I mean, definitely earned that win and probably deserved one a couple times. So we'll see who comes away with it tonight. Let's take a look at your schedule. We are almost halfway through as we are round number 6 here at Chicagoland. We got Watkins Glen next week. That'll be interesting. You got Kentucky, North Wilkesboro, Kansas, Charlotte, Richmond Auto Club, and Talladega. Great schedule. Let's take a look at the standings, though, as Chris Morris, with that win last week, is going to put himself atop of the standings. Patrick Drabick there going to be in second, and you can see they're all kind of tied there with the wins there. Jonah Colbert with that crazy win from 9th to 1st. He comes away with a win, and Jake Ellingson all locked in. You got Ryan Pendleton, Daniel Cunningham, Jacob Denson, George Jewell, Michael Kostick, Levi McCarty, Charlie Harcum, and Fred Seagraves all locked in. Chris Sawyer 2 points out, and Brandon Wallace 6 points out here. It's going to be interesting. We still got a long way to go. A lot that can happen here. I want to thank our sponsor, Hidwit Brewing Company, for their sponsorship of this series, as always. And of course, Lincoln Tech. We don't talk about them enough. Lincoln Tech is the sponsor of this entire series, not just on Tuesday nights, but every night of the week. Lincoln Tech. Well, Chicagoland is a incredible racetrack, and we'll take a look at it here. Chicagoland Speedway opened in 2001. We don't go there anymore in NASCAR. We'll see if that ever happens again. 1.5 miler. See the banking, about 18 degrees in the turns, and 11 degrees on the front. Sort of a D-shaped oval. Lines out on the front stretch. Could be a good time. Let's take a look at our starting grid as we're getting ready to get this thing rolling out here. Sue's going to take the Jam Printing and Promotion Pole Award. That's going to go to Christopher Morris Jr., last week's winner. Takes the Jam Printing Promotions Pole Award. So congratulations to him. Patrick Drabick going to start outside of the front row. Andy Kurt's going to start in third. Jamie Barkas in that 4th position. In 5th is going to be Michael Kostick with Ryan Pendleton in 6th. In 7th, Jacob Ellingson and Brett Beaver in 8th. In 9th is going to be Daniel Cunningham with Jonah Colbert in that 5th spot. In 11th, going to be Timothy Stubblefield with Levi McCarty in 12th. In 13th, Alex Cruz with Jacob Denson in 14th. In 15th, Gavin Schilling and Frederick Seagraves Jr. in 16th. In 17th, Zach Horner, Charles Abert in 18th. In 19th, Jamie Libke, George Jewell in 20th. 21st, Brian Provo and Kevin Price in 22nd. 23rd, Tanner Berthet and Jeremy Garner in 24th. 25th is Craig Bontrager, Chris Sawyer in 26th. 27th, Logan Sturgeon, Charles Feltz in that 28th spot. 29th is going to be Doug Ellingson, and 30th is going to be Jacob Lindsay. And Gary Wright rounds out the field in 31st. Well, as they come around the track, I do notice that we do have a little bit of fog here, and there seems to be a little bit of fog here on the stream. I really can't do anything about the stream if YouTube doesn't like it. It has some issue with it, so there might be a little bit of stuttering here tonight, but we'll get through it like we always do. We'll do the best that we can. Computer is doing just fine, so we don't have any computer issues, and nothing I can do about this. It just happens sometimes, the nature of the internet. So we'll get through it. Just stay with me. We'll make it fun regardless. But Christopher Morris, Patrick Drabick, going to be your front row here as we get ready to go green. And we'll take a look at the race analysis real quick. 100 laps, 4 tire sets available, 100% fuel load, and that fix set up into the Invents restart zone. Green flag is out here at Chicago. Already a battle for the lead is now Patrick Drabick is going to go down to the inside. You can see they are up on the high side, down on the low side, trying to make it work. But Chris Morse is going to hold on to that lead with the run from the outside, and he is able to hang on to it for now. You can see a massive run that he gets down the front straightaway. That's something that we'll pay attention to as the night goes on. That high side, low side, it's going to be interesting. What line do you run? Do you run the top side and push those tires to the limit, or do you run the bottom and try to save them? This track will definitely eat them up, and you can see guys all over the place right now trying to make it work. A little bit of fog there. I don't know what's going on with the fog, but they set it to the realistic weather that would be the time and day of that particular race, and hey, that's where we're at. So a little bit of fog, but you can see got some side-by-side battles here as Levi McCarty and Jamie Barkus battling here for that 6th position. McCarty started, it looks like he started back in 12th position and currently up in the 7th spot. So he's using that outside line to gain track position, and I do love that. I like that quite a bit. Don't want to push it too hard, but if you can gain 7 spots like he has here, it could definitely be worth it. As, oh, man, we got Jacob Denson up against the wall, and maybe even Charles Abert with a problem. But Denson up against the wall and having some sort of issue. Let's go back and see what happened to him. We stay green, no caution. He is right behind Jonah Colbert. He's just going to get loose and correct it right up into the wall. So that B&H Racing 79 machine in trouble here early, and no caution. So he's not going to even get help from the flagman, and he's going to bring it down pit road and get that fast repair most likely because he is in big, big shape, and he does have a meatball, so he had to come down pit road. So already struggles for some drivers just getting loose, and now he is down on pit road. Jacob Ditz is somebody that was competing for wins almost every single week, and so to see him have the struggles that he has had this season, I think just kind of speaks to the competition. It just continues to get better and better. Up for 2nd place, we got Andy Kurtz looking to the inside of Patrick Drabick. On board with Andy Kurtz here as he is trying to track down that 07 machine. 07 machine already in victory lane. Andy Kurtz already in victory lane. Oh, excuse me. Andy Kurtz has not been in victory lane. So Morris in the lead, Patrick Drabick, they've all gotten victories. Ellingson there in 4th, and Jonah Colbert back in 12th. All have taken a win this season. So Andy Kurtz trying to make that outside work, and you saw he got extremely tight there, trying to get to the outside of that 07 machine, and it did not work out. Had to back out. How's everybody doing it tonight in chat? Y'all get lively for me. Let me know how the stream's going. I mean, it's blinking at me. It's not happy. It's giving me the finger tonight, but let me know if the stream's okay. I really can't do anything about it if it ain't, but just want to hear from y'all. Who y'all got tonight? Who y'all want to see win? I've already seen some Craig folks out there. I know Ray's cheering on it. Both Ellingsons, and right now, great folks to be cheering for. Ellingson up in the 4th position, started back in 7th, and he's kind of just hanging out behind Andy Kurtz, trying to see if he can figure out if he's going to make the pass on his teammate, or if Ellingson can kind of take advantage of this. You can see Christian Morse already out to a 1.1 second lead over this group right here. I got to tell you, Chicagoland, a very fun track. It is a lot of fun. You drive it down the corner. It's abrasive. You can't just drive it wide open. You got to lift, use a little bit of brake, but you can get on the throttle way sooner than you think, and it'll grip up and drive off the corner. You got to keep that speed up, and you can see that's what Ellingson is doing here. got that toe from Andy Kurtz. Tires are going to start to fade here on lap 10. We're a tenth of the way through the race. Quick math out of me. And right now, your biggest movers are Frederick Seagraves, Levi McCarty back in 6th. You've got Brian Provo up 5 spots. You got Craig Bontrager up to 6. So guys are moving, making moves here early. Will that hurt them later in the run if we get a long green flag run, which it looks like we are at the moment? You know, I'm watching on YouTube. The stream looks like it's okay, so praise God. That's what I'm talking about. All right, well, now here comes Ellingson down to the inside. Going to make a move on Andy Kurtz. Ellingson said it's time. I gave you a chance, and it has gone. Andy Kurtz going to let out of the throttle. Go ahead and let Jake on by. Not waste any time trying to battle. It's too early for that, I agree. We got battles going on all over the track. Let's check back here through the field. We got Gavin Schilling down to the inside. I know it's hard to see because of the fog, but we do the best we can. We got a lot of fog going. I got fog in my brain. I got fog on the track and fog in my internet or something. I don't know. YouTube does. Who knows? We're watching Gavin Schilling here in that 40 machine, that Gatorade car. He has dropped a couple spots, and he just drops another one to George Jewell here in that 36 machine. Let's take a look, see who we got on cam here tonight. Always got a lot of participation in that front. We got a new face here tonight. Jonah Culver got his camera. We got George Jewell, who we're watching right here on track. He's going down to the inside of, looks like Zach Horner. And we got Jamie Lipke, Jacob Lindke. Those two names are too close together. They need to change them. Change your names. Patrick Drabick, they're down on the bottom as always. So, and I think we lost Ellingson's cam as we watch this battle between Zach Horner and George Jewell. We lost Ellingson's cam, and I wonder if it's not because I've been highlighting his frustrations as he has issues. Immediately go to his camera. Always puts on a pretty good show, and I think tonight he said, you know what, I'm not going to put my cam up there. Give myself a little privacy, as the British would say, is, man, look at George Jewell knocking down a really nice pass, slid right up in front of Zach Horner. He'll take over that spot right in front of them. We got a three-way battle. Brian Provo continues to make his charge to the front, but he's got Craig Bontrager and Frederick Seagraves all around him. In front of him is Brett Bieber, who looks like he has been saving a little bit of tire, dropped back a couple spots. I know he's fast enough to be up here in the front, but he is taking it easy as you watch Provo on the outside of Seagraves and passes him without much effort at all. So it's a great battle. Provo continues to go towards the front. Brian, of course, a very good road course racer. You see Craig Bontrager now making a move down on Frederick Seagraves. So Bontrager now your biggest mover, up 10 spots. Started 25th, now in the 14th position. I don't know if that math checks out, but I don't care. I'm not going to check it. I'm going to trust. Brian Provo, though, big road course racer, but man, he can be fast here on the ovals as well. So really, really solid race car driver, just all around. That's what you got to be these days. In these series like this, the way NASCAR has gone and the way guys schedule these type of races, you really got to be good at everything. But up front, we've got something going on here. Whoop, I taste it. A little battle for the lead as Christopher Morris has gotten out to about a 1.1 second lead. But Patrick Dravick, I don't know if something happened to Morris. I don't think so. I think that they've been saving those tires, and Morris is now starting to pay for it just a little bit. And I don't blame him. I mean, I don't blame him for going hard. You kind of expect cautions from time to time, but looks like right now Patrick Dravick has saved a good amount. So is Andy Kurtz and Ellingson. They have done a great job. And you can see, even though Dravick a good bit faster, that outside line, you can see the strength of it as Patrick, obviously has the faster car at the moment. We'll see if he can clear him right here. He's going to come off the corner. Doesn't do a hard slide. Actually gave him a lot of room there. Respectful racing out of the 07. But he is going to take the lead as now Morse going to fall back into the clutches, possibly of Andy Kurtz. So if you're Morse, you don't like to see this. 20 laps in, you lose the lead. You know that you pushed it a little bit too hard. These big setup races, you know, that's just the way they are. You can see he's having to check up quite a bit on entry. And, man, Andy Kurtz gets all over the back bumper of him. Once that happens, on board with Andy Kurtz. But, you know, these tracks are tough like that. These abrasive tracks. At Las Vegas last night in the ARCA series, the Glove Station ARCA series, you had to run wide open for about 7 or 8 laps and then really back it down about 0.6 of a second once the tires started to wear. Look at Andy Kurtz driving it down in there. He knows. Oh, and they almost make contact as it looks like a little bit of sniff there. Kind of got the Christopher Morse Jr. loose, and it looks like they made contact, but I don't think they did. I think the air on the back bumper of that 81 just got a little bit light. The 81 got a little bit loose there, but I like what I'm seeing with these long green flag runs. I like to see these guys saving tires and that working out. You know, what I was going to say, though, the fixed setups, the way that you have to manage it with your right foot and the steering wheel in your hands. That nut between the wheel and the pedals is what makes a difference in these fixed setup races, and you have to plan. Sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong. Sometimes it's the right move to push hard early, and then sometimes it's best to back it off and kind of let it take it easy so you're better on the long run. You're kind of seeing the difference here as Dravik starting to pull away, where Morse starting to fall back. And that all can be adjusted, but he's going to need a pit stop to get it done. So right now, Morse just doesn't want to bleed too many spots. You don't want to give up spots at track position. Too important. If caution comes out, you don't want to end up having to pass 5 cars. You want to pass just 2. So Morse going to try to back it down. You can let the tires cool down just a little bit. Let the car settle and get back after it. And you're seeing that Andy Kurtz can't really get to him at the moment. Right now, Morse starting to match lap times of Patrick Dravik. So we may have missed some contact. Maybe something happened with Morse. He's able to get it back going now, but little 3-car breakaway is Ellingson right behind him, not able to keep up. Back here, though, we got a battle between Ryan Pendleton, another GLR driver, trying to make his way to the front. These guys have been running nose to tail for most of the race, and now Pendleton down to the inside. Got that Nasty's Restaurant Bar Cruising Classics Ford Mustang down on the inside, but Michael Kosick in the Jack Daniels Chevrolet has got the outside groove working to his advantage. You see the run off the corner. Not much that Pendleton can do. Pendleton doesn't have to try too hard here. Just keep pushing, keep putting the pressure on. You can see in 3 and 4, no problems. Takes over that spot. Now Ryan Pendleton inside the top 5. We'll go back up here to the front. Is Andy Kurtz now moving up to the middle line. Trying to find some clean air to put that car. That fog is just incredible, man. I'll tell you what. Out on the inside again. This time there is a little bit of contact as the 48 says, hey, I have been putting the pressure on you for a while now. I sure would appreciate if I could just go and get on around you. Morse really trying to squeeze him down on entry. And I think, honestly, Andy Kurtz has been pushing aggressively on entry to get down to the inside. And you can see 48 gets a good drive. He's going to push up a little bit, almost making contact, but they roll side by side down the back straightaway about a half a car length as they go into 3 and 4. We saw Ryan Pendleton make the pass here, and you can see in 3 and 4 that outside line just not as strong as the bottom. And now Andy Kurtz going to take over second. That is scary for just about everybody on the track. Andy Kurtz really, really fast in these cars, and I expect to see him up at the front most of the race. So great racing up front. We do have great battles all over the track. Logan Sturgeon in the 26 machine. He's back here in 19th, battling with Charles Abert. Logan started no qualifying effort, started in the back, and has been slowly trying to make his way up through the field. Not as fast as some of these other guys. He is. See him running that top side. You can see he started at the back. Qualifying is just so important. Logan is fast enough to win races. He's won many races. None here so far this season. You can see that tape on the wheel turned so far to the left. I mean, you can see he's not. And what's happening there is he is just having no grip on the front of the car. And that's exactly what happens right there. He's trying to get it to go. That Big Fish barbecue sauce car just not having it right now. It's just too tight. Front end sliding. Back it down here on entry and try to let it roll. So tires really fading here on lap 30. Now, of course, we talk about fuel runs and what you want to do as far as pit stops here. Well, right now, their best laps are the low 31. So 31.2, 31.3s. And right now, they're running 32.7s. So second and a half off the paces. Man, look at this four-way battle here as we're watching some great racing. Logan now down to the inside. Didn't like that outside line. Gets the position here on Charles Abert. Stubblefield gaining some spots back here. He was behind this whole little group just a few laps ago and now has overtaken all three of them. So, Stub Nation, where you at? As you see, Logan Sturgeon's got Abert on the outside. Can't get the thing to grip up on exit. Abert going to have to check up, though, as Frederick Seagraves gets tight, makes a little bit of contact with the wall. So, maybe Logan can kind of make a do here and try to slide up in front of him, and he does. So he's going to take over the 18th spot. Here comes Frederick Seagraves right back. Not playing around. These guys are taking no prisoner. They're going as hard as they possibly can, and Frederick now going to slide into the corner. Oh, it's going to get tight on exit with the 26 with the run. He's going to be able to take that spot. Here comes Abert down on the inside. Frederick, just no brakes here. He asked what happened to Garner. He has had some sort of issue. I saw it pop up, but really not sure. We'll take a look, though. We'll see if we can maybe find out. We'll get lucky with this. Sometimes this doesn't work, but I'll do it for you, Ray. Let's look at it. I'm not sure. I don't know if he had some sort of connection issue or something, but he blinked out and then came back and called it quits. So not really sure what happened. Happened to Mr. Garner. Take a look, see if he had some. Yeah, Jeremy Garner has some connection issues, and actually dropped out, reconnected, came back out, and just said, "I'm done with it." So maybe I'm not the only one having connection issues tonight. I don't know. Let's check out these battles, though. There's too much racing I can't take off my eyes off the screen at the moment. We're still waiting on pit stops. Anybody's going to come down pit road, and we do have somebody coming down pit road. Frederick Seagraves is going to try to two-stop this thing as old Zach Horner is sitting up here, spun out trying to get down pit road. I don't know if he'll have a penalty for missing the commitment cone or what, but Zach Horner, let's go back and see what happened to him. He missed pit road, it looked like. On the V-Speed replay watches, but you can see he is struggling to get the car to turn as he's trying to slow down. Look how quickly it comes up on you. And he is locking it down, trying to get, he knows he can't cross that line. And I love that. Gets down in pit road trying to avoid a penalty, and I think he will avoid it, but he is going to lose a ton of time. So, few drivers coming down pit road electing to two-stop it. Can they make it to lap 50? I think if you're the leader, Patrick Drabick, I think you go to 50 if you can. I don't think they're almost 2 seconds off the pace of a fast lap. But I don't think 2 seconds is enough to make two-stopping work. I don't think you'll be able to make that work. It's just too much time on pit road. But can they make it to lap 50? That is the question that we have to answer. And I think if they couldn't make it to lap 50, they would have already come down pit road, especially Patrick Drabick, others. I think you want to run it as long as you possibly can. We'll see if any of the leaders come down pit road at any point in time. But right now, watching Ellingson put pressure on last week's winner, Christopher Morse, who I think is probably kicking himself at the moment, having such a great start, starting on pole, got the Jam Printing Promotions pole award, and then burned him up. Got a little bit too hot there on the initial start. He's paying for it right now. And like I said, sorry about the stream. I have no idea what's going on. I know it's a little stuttery, but I cannot do anything about it right now. If I could, if there was a little knob I could hear to say, hey, turn down the stutter, and heck, I would do it. But not having any issues. I'm not showing any quality issues, anything like that. So the only thing that I can imagine is YouTube having some sort of issue with what I'm sending, which happens from time to time. Well, we always want to thank our sponsors, and of course, Hidden Wit Brewing Company is one of the, one of the biggest sponsors that we don't really spend enough time talking about. They are a great partners. Oh, Ellingson gets into the wall. Ryan Pendleton's going to have a big run here as Ellingson feeling the pressure of the right front starting to fade as he's trying to get to Christopher Morse and make that pass, and he is going to lose 4th place because of it, as that dirty air can be a massive factor when the car is tight and you get right behind somebody. You lose all that downforce. That's exactly what happened, as we've already seen it a couple times, chasing it up the track. Watch here in 3 and 4 just how tight they are. You want that tape to be right at the top, and then you want it to be about 10 o'clock on a clock. You see he's turning it down. You see he's getting it loaded up enough. That's exactly what you want to do. And a little bit of counter steer on exit, that's perfect. When you're pushing hard, you're trying to make it work. You push that a little bit too hard and get tight on exit. There's nothing you can do. Once you're committed on the throttle, you can't just lift. If you lift, it actually pushes the car towards the wall more. So it is a dangerous game when you're trying to get all the speed that you can. That's why these guys are so good. That's why when you get in and you wonder, how in the hell am I so far off the pace? That's how. Because they're putting it on the limit. They're putting it on the line every single lap, pushing the car to its limit. And Ellingson kind of found the limit there as we cross over lap 42 here out of 100. So not quite halfway. Patrick Dravick lead the way, took the lead after about 20 laps or so, and has not looked back. Now Kurt's not letting him get away at all, but Patrick just slowly creeping away just ever so slightly every single lap. As here comes Ryan Pendleton down to the inside. He is going to take over 3rd spot. So Pendleton saved a good amount of tires as he's able just to drive right around Christopher Morse without any kind of issue. Sure wish the fog would lift just a little bit. You can see Levi McCarty getting around the 27. Did not quite clear him. And I can tell you right now, I mean, there's a couple drivers in these fields that you'll see racing that are the toughest folks to pass. It's Doug Ellingson. Down off the track on the apron. Gets out of the way. I don't know if he was coming out of pits or had some sort of issue, as Jacob Ellingson almost got into the wall again as he's trying to hold off Levi McCarty as they continue to race side by side. This is for the 5th position. See Levi not able to make it work. Or just does not have enough grip down on the bottom to really make that pass in 1 and 2. Looks like 3 and 4 is the best place to make it. You see Levi got a great run through the middle of the corner and actually bounced it up off that apron just a tad, and you saw it bounce him up the track. And he was catching that thing on exit. Good grief. See 1 and 2, very slow corner, very methodical. You have to be like a surgeon down in 1 and 2. But in 3 and 4, you drive down there and you punch that bad boy. You say, let her eat. See the car actually start to rotate a little bit here on the exit as the track opens up. Coming off of 2, the track is, we'll take a look at the track map here on this little dealio right here. You see how the back stretch does open up just a little bit, but the front stretch opens up quite a bit, which just gives you a little bit of extra ability to get on the throttle See how the wall comes up here. So Ellickson's gonna almost get into the wall. Has to check up. That's gonna give Levi maybe what he needs to finally get that 5th position. And yeah, I don't think there's anything Jake can do. You can see the bumps there on that top side of 3 and 4, just too much. And we've seen that 3 and 4, especially on old tires, be extremely fast. That seems to be the key to getting around folks, is in that corner. We got our first taker. I'm clicking him, but it ain't showing him. Jamie Barkus on lap 47, so he must be good to go to the end. He comes down pit road. He said, I need tires bad. He'd been running around the top 10 position, right inside of it. Gonna give up. Oh, did he slide through? No, perfect stop for the 15. He is gonna get 4 tires and fuel. Obviously, I bet he cannot wait to get back on track and get those fresh tires on there. He is gonna exit pit road. So your first taker on pit road. As the field comes by, we've got Daniel Cunningham, Jonah Colbert, Alex Cruz here. This is 8th, 9th, and 10th. These guys have been flirting with that top 10. Now, I expect more out of Jonah Colbert and Daniel Cunningham, but I think they would both say that their qualifying is something that they've got to work on. And I know Jonah's a multi-time winner here, as he's going to bring it down pit road right now. Go on board as he's trying to make it. You can see concentration on that face as he gets it down to that 50 miles an hour pit road speed. 4 tires and fuel, and Alex Cruz is going to follow him in. But not great qualifying efforts for the are really, really fast, but it shows what it takes here. You got to qualify good. You got to save tires good. You got to get on pit road, get off pit road. There is a lot of things that go into these races, and qualifying around that 10th position, it just makes these races so much harder, especially if they go green like this. See Alex Cruz burning them down, trying to get out his pit stall, as Jonah Colbert going to complete his pit stop, come back around. Back up front, we got Craig Bontrager coming down pit road, George Jewell, but we got a battle for second as Ryan Pendleton, it may be the man to beat here tonight, as he is continuing his run, as Patrick Drabick has come down pit road. So your leader has called it, said, I see that 23 coming. I'm coming down pit road. I'm not going to let him get out ahead of me. And so now Ryan Pendleton completes his drive all the way up from that 6th position to, well, now the lead, but basically 2nd place, and he was moving. He was about a 10th faster than the leader last couple laps. So Ryan Pendleton in position here to get the win. Looks like he is coming down pit road along with Andy Kurtz. Levi McCarty going to stay out as, oh my goodness. Ryan Pendleton burning it down, and he got a black flag. The police got him. Had that radar gun, and they got him as he was sliding coming down pit road. And all that he had gained, he's going to lose. You can see almost frustration as he's pulling into pit road. And then he slides his car too close to the wall. They will not pit it that far out. And it's just, the wheels are falling off. I feel terrible. I'm going to stop covering it because I feel bad. I mean, just frustrating. We'll back it up just a little bit more. Watch the entry as he's coming down pit road. Old tires. And you hate to see this. You got Andy Kurtz right behind him, sliding, and there's nothing he can do to get down the speed. And he tried to slow it down a little bit extra, and they caught him. Pendleton going to have to serve a 40-second hold in pit road. So he is agonizing, sliding through his stall, having to back up, trying to get it. Just, after having such a great first run, those are the things you have to do right. I'm talking about all the things you have to do. You have to qualify well. You have to save tire properly. You have to not give up too much positions on saving tire. And you also have to get on and off pit road without any mistakes. That's what it takes to win these races. This season is too competitive. Lincoln Tech comes on board. Boom, the competition just goes way up. And it becomes harder and harder to get these wins as we still wait for Levi McCarty. You saw the 07 just blow right by him. As here comes Levi McCarty down on pit road. Hopefully, you see he's struggling to get down to pit road speed as well. He'll give up the lead to Michael Kostick. And you see the new tires just driving right on by him. all that I said about what you have to do to be good, all those things that I listed that you have to be good at, you also have to be lucky. You have to be lucky that the cautions fly when you need them. Right now, Kostic has done all those things right. He was hoping for a caution, not going to get it. He's got to come down pit road and take his 4 tire to the field. Now, Jacob Ellingson kind of hoping for that. Sometimes you get lucky and you're a beneficiary. So not only do you have to do all those things right, but you better have a little bit of luck on your side if you plan on winning these races. I'm telling you what, this is the most competitive field that I have seen in a long time. Each series has just staunch competition. Is that a word? I don't know. But we got Costa coming down pit road. You got Jamie Lipke, who is coming down pit road to make his stop. He got a camera on tonight. Look at that. Got that Lambda legal. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Lambda legal. The 13 machine, but they are the crew's not even doing nothing. They're just standing there looking, talking to each other. One guy's got hands in his pockets while service is going on, and I don't know, it's like he's getting a little bit of damage fixed. Maybe a little bit of wall contact for him. He comes down pit road. Ellingson now makes his way down pit road, and he's going to have a penalty as well. And unfortunately for Ellingson, he is not the type to be able to. He doesn't enjoy having issues. We'll go on board with him. Same thing that happened to his teammate, I do believe. Just can't get it woed up. Same thing that happened to Zach Horner. You have to get inside those cones, and we all know Jake. He is not going to deal with that at one bit. So, more mistakes. Patrick Drabick will take over the lead from Kevin Price, who is yet to come down pit road in that 80 machine. So it all cycles around for Patrick Drabick. Two guys that I think had a shot to catch him and maybe beat him were his teammates, and they have both had penalties now. And so Ellingson, for some reason, towed. I don't know. Just frustration coming out, sort of manifesting. But Drabick now on 8 laps on this set of tires. He's now got about a 3-second lead over his teammate, Jamie Barkus, who's one of the first drivers to come down pit road. And he's got Andy Kurtz starting to hunt him down. So mistakes. Getting a few guys early. It's really hurting. I mean, you can see it's tough to get down on pit road. The tires are worn out so badly that they're just not able to get the car slow down. And the bad part is once you start pushing that brake, it starts to lock the fronts up. Then you really can't turn the car. So it's just a compound issue. Once you get too fast and the way that pit road kind of curves around on entry, unfortunately. Such a bummer. Andy Kurtz, though, he is come down right after Patrick Drabick and wasn't too far behind that 07 machine, but got a lot of work to do here. He's going to go down to the inside of Jamie Barkus. Significant tire advantage here for the 48. Shouldn't be an issue. No issues. He's able to get by him. So now he's going to set his sights on that 07. He's got to run him down. Patrick Drabick, one of the best ones on the long run. See Christopher Morse back there in that 4th position. And then here's Jonah Colbert. He's got the oldest tires out of this bunch. He's going to go to the outside and basically just say, go ahead and take this spot, fresh tires, man. And then Levi McCarty will follow suit as they'll go 3 wide here down the front stretch. Is McCarty going to try to take advantage of this situation? The 31 and the 18 were the ones battling. See the 13 just sort of in the middle there. So we're green flag, no cautions here tonight. I'm assuming cautions are on. We have had that issue where cautions haven't been on. I assume they probably are. But it has been caution-free. We've only had a few incidents that I don't think even warranted a caution. Yeah, cautions definitely are on, so. just been good racing across the board. Here comes Cunningham. He has got about 2 lap fresher tires than his teammate. Colbert going to go down to the inside. Daniel Cunningham to the outside. You see the run that Cunningham's going to get here as he, I don't know, what is Jonah doing? Jonah wagging his tail at the 91, and he's. I'll show the camera real quick. It's a big old smile. He was laughing about it. I don't know what was going on, if that was on purpose, but these guys, teammates, having a good time. That's what you love to see, you guys having fun. That's what we're here to do, have a good time. Cunningham had a great drive last night. He was 15th on the last restart with 15 laps to go, and had fresh tires, about 10 lap fresher tires at Vegas, and drove from 15th all the way to 3rd. Got a podium finish with those tires. Incredible drive out of Cunningham. Maybe he can do the same here tonight. Been running up here in the top 10 majority of the night. Both these drivers sort of a beneficiary of the mistakes from the 2 GLR drivers. Not quite the speed that has shown from Drabick, Kurtz, and Pendleton tonight. I think those 3 have kind of been the best of the best, the ones that kind of show me that they can go up there and win this race. I think Morris probably is fast enough to win. We've seen that plenty of times out of him. The thing about it, he burned his tires up early and just hasn't had a caution to sort of reset. He's running similar lap times to Drabick at the moment. They're on the same tires, so we know he's fast enough. Just probably pushed it too hard that first run. But, yeah, Drabick, Kurtz, and Pendleton seemed like they were the fastest 3. And Pendleton now, he is back in 22nd, 1 lap down. It's just a crushing penalty in a race like this. If you have a bunch of cautions, you can recover from a penalty like that. But it's just on a night like tonight, it's the hardest drive to make, where you just race to the end, 1 lap down, knowing that even if a caution comes out, you're not going to be able to get it back because you're the 4th guy a lap down, and Patrick's going to continue to put guys a lap down, and you're just kind of out here driving just to gain maybe a couple spots or 2. So. Frustrating to have that happen. Bontrager continues to move forward. I don't know why he started in the back. There it is. Caution is out. Caution is out, but what for? Oh, and it's Drabick, our leader. Something happened to Patrick Drabick, and that brings out the caution, and that is going to change everything here with 30 laps to go. Let's see if we can go back and find out what happened there. Trying to go inside of, looks like the 58 of Doug Ellingson. Doug going to get a little bit in front of the 07, and that brings out the caution. Watch it from on board of Drabick here is, see the 58, such a bummer. And Doug really didn't do anything wrong there. I mean, he was doing exactly what he needed to do. He was giving Patrick all the room in the world and just clips the wall, and he's trying to get off of it, trying to save the car. And, man, tough deal for the 07. He had this race won. That's not what you love to see if you're in the Hidden Wit Brewing Chevy Camaro. That gives the lead to Andy Kurtz, and like I said, Christopher Morris, who now has, I feel like, new life. And he needed to see that caution. So everybody going to come down and get 4 tires. We've seen tires make too much of a difference. Staying out would just be basically saying, hey, I want to finish 24th. We'll see who wins the battle off pit road, and it looks like Andy Kurtz is going to do it. And, oh, wow, maybe Bart. Oh, no, it's Patrick Dravick. They have the same car. Dravick going to come out in second. And, oh, man, Morse, what happened to him? He had a very, very slow stop. No, he had a good stop. I don't know what in the world happened there. If we can find out, maybe did he have an issue getting down in his pit box? We'll watch here. Christopher Moore, see if he slid through his stall. He was about a second and a half slower than everybody. He came right behind the 48. Did he slide through? Yes, he had to back up. Oh, it's had to back it up again. And so he came in second place. He's going to come out in fifth. Some mistakes. Those mistakes keep happening. You got to make zero. You got to make zero mistakes in this race, apparently, because it's insane. Well, we talked about Hidden Wit Brewing Company, and man, we can't thank them enough for their sponsorship of this series. They've been crafting drinkable beers for a long time, and what a great sponsor. So glad to have them on board. Of course, we want to thank Lincoln Tech, and of course, one of our newest sponsors, Save22.vet. Go check out their YouTube channel. Tuesday Talk with John Moser, and you know, I'm gonna mess up the second name. I think it's Al. Hey man, they do a great job tonight. Today's was actually sort of a tough one, but necessary, and it's well worth the watch. Go check them out at Save22vet on YouTube. Go check that Tuesday Talk out, man. It's incredible. And if you're a vet or you're a family member of a vet, I would definitely say check it out as well. Thank all of our sponsors. There's so many. We're about to go racing, though. Andy Kurtz with the lead. Now Dravick on the outside. Going to be 28 laps to go, and Andy Kurtz steps on the gas and said, I got to go. I don't have a whole lot of time to wait. And why is it getting dark? I have no... What's going on here? What time is it? It's 3 o'clock. It's completely dark. Can't see what's going on. Dravick going to hold on to that second spot, but it is a dog fight back here for third, fourth, and fifth. Is Morse trying to get position. He's watching the race wind drive away as Kurtz has the lead. And honestly, for Dravick to have that issue, I mean, he lost a massive lead. For him to have that issue and come out of pits on this restart in second is about as good as you can ask for. You get into it with the lap car, lose a couple spots, come down pit road, gain a couple back. Not a bad little gig there. Man, we got Levi McCarty all over him, though. Levi pushing it. Oh, boy, here it goes. Contact with the 18 as they fighting for the same position. And Patrick going to lose even more spots here as you got to look at all these guys behind him as he has to check up from getting loose. Go and watch that again from Levi's on board. Back it up just a little bit. He's trying to get down to the inside here on the replay. Dravick trying to shade it. And I think Levi was there. And I think Dravick was trying to prevent that from happening. And unfortunately, a little bit of contact was made. So Dravick now falling into the clutches of his teammate. Got the 808 of Brett Bieber. Look at this. Why is it so dark? Get a little bit of light here. Honestly, it looks like it helped Patrick as he's able to kind of scoot away from this little group of drivers. It's a dog fight. Up front, Andy Kurtz has a half second over Levi McCarty. He was able to get around the 07 of Patrick Dravick, and right now, to me, this is a tough game. This is the toughest of all. because you're watching drivers drive away from you. But we know how important it is to save tire. We saw those guys roar back after saving those tires and make those late passes. So if you're in this position here, Andy Kurtz is in the toughest because everybody is gauging based off what you're doing. And you have to pace yourself. You have to say, look, I know Levi McCarty is catching me, but I know that I got to make it 20 more laps. And I've got to save those tires. If I push too hard trying to stay in front of him, I may lose the race to somebody else in third and fourth. I mean, it's a tough deal. You don't want to give up the lead ever, but it looks like Levi is really pushing it hard here early. We saw Morse kind of get out to a pretty nice lead in that first run and then just kind of drop like a rock after about 20 laps. So this is going to be a tough deal. Who's going to be able to save the tire? And it's going to come from this top 4 or 5. I don't think you can save tire back there in 6th and 7th and win the race. You're going to have to be up in this top 3 or 4, I think. Maybe Brett Bieber, but it's going to be tough. So right now we're watching lap times. Everybody running identical times inside the top 7, all 31.4s. Lock them at the line. Now all 31.5s except for Patrick Drabbit and Brett Bieber, who are still in the 4s as they are running sort of nose to tail here. Bieber, I said early in the race I thought he should be up towards the front, and here he is up in 5th spot. You can see all single file, and somebody is spinning back here in the back. Who is that? George Jewell goes around and caution out on the speedway. And, boy, no rest for the weary for these leaders. As I don't know what happened to George. I don't know if he got caught by somebody. Let's take a look at it here on the replay. But George Jewell goes around. Frederick Seagraves there down on the bottom. I don't think there was any contact here. Oh, he makes contact with the wall and then comes down. And same thing that happened with Ellingson. Nothing that Seagraves could do. Watch this again from Seagraves on board. Almost same exact thing that happened with the leader, the 07 of Patrick Drabbit and Doug Ellingson. So, well, I expect to see everybody come down pit road. They have gone 11 laps. I don't think it's worth the risk of trying to stay out here, but we're going to see some folks do it. It looks like maybe some lap down cars. It's hard to really see. Charles Abert looks like he's staying out. Who else? Charles Abert in the 7. Oh, and he is the only one that's going to stay out as everybody else comes down pit road. We'll see any 2-tire calls. Who's going to win the battle off pit road? This is super important. And no, Andy Kurtz is going to lose the lead. Multiple 2-tire stops as they come off of pit road. And Michael Kostick's going to win the battle off pit road. Andy Kurtz going to come out in 3rd. Levi McCarty in 4th. Jonah Colbert going to come out in 5th with a 2-tire call. Well, you know, Ray Ellingson said the storm was moving in. Now, we thought she was talking about weather, but I think she's talking about what's about to happen in the next 15 laps. This is going to be wild. So, Charles Abert is going to stay out here. And it's frustrating for probably Gavin. Going to stay out here. And it's frustrating for probably Gavin Schilling and Jamie Lipke and others. As Ryan Pendleton was able to get the lucky dog. So him staying out on track turned out to work out in his favor. He got the lucky dog. He's back on the lead lap. But Schilling and Lipke going to get trapped a lap down, unfortunately. They were hoping to get the wave around, but now they're going to have to pull down and let the field by. So, the tire deal up front is wild. Now, we've seen tires make a huge difference. So, unfortunately for Charles Abert, this ain't the right call. I can go ahead and tell you right now. The only way this is the right call if he gets a good jump and they wreck down in turn 1, and then they do that for about 4 more times, where he doesn't have a shot at somebody getting to his back bumper. But 13 lap tires is not going to be enough to hold these guys off. I know that. But he may not be trying to get a win. He may just be trying to have a good finish, which is still possible. So we'll see if he can hang on. I think he's going to get eaten alive here with these fresher tires. It will take the fresh tires about a lap to really get the heat up in them. So Abert can get away, but I do think that he is going to be in trouble pretty quickly. Now, Kostick and Colbert, they running 2nd and 5th. Took 2 tires trying to gain a little bit of track position. How is that going to play out? We're going to find out right here. 15 laps to go into the InVets restart zone. The 7 checks them up hard as, boy, that outside line just kind of goes crazy. And here comes the 48 already looking down to the inside. Abert trying to block that, but there ain't nothing he can do his own. Kostick into the wall. Big wreck behind him as he goes over the top of Brett Bieber, and caution going to come out again. Another caution, man. We had a caution-free race, and now all of a sudden, watch here from the blimp view. You can see, let's back it up just a little bit so you can see that accordion effect. Is we'll see exactly where that happened. I don't know if the 7 kind of checked up, slowing everybody up. It looks like Kostick didn't really check up. He was following the 7. You can see the 18 all over the back bumper of the 4. He's going to try to make it 3 wide. Just not enough room for that 3 wide because Colbert and Drabick were right there. They were almost 4 wide there for a moment. Let's go on board. Watch this restart from Levi McCarty. I don't know if 2 tires, there's a little bit of tire spin, which may be the case. But right here, I mean, that's a racing deal. I think Jonah had to come up because he's got the 07 below him, and McCarty was just trying to fill the hole, trying to get around those 2 tires. And I don't know. It's hard for me to, I'm not really charged with assigning fault here, so I won't do it. But I don't really know I think it's just a racing deal. Coming down to the end of the race, you got different tire strategies, a restart that didn't go well. It's just a recipe for disaster. But I'll tell you who it ain't disastrous for. That's Andy Kurtz. In that 48 machine, was able to get around Charles Abert. I said Charles' best thing is that they wrecked going into turn 1. Well, they did, but not in time, as Andy Kurtz was able to get around him. So now Kurtz will control the restart, and he has got 4 fresh tires and potentially the fastest driver all night long. So he is in good shape. Levi McCarty was given an EOL for that one. So Levi McCarty will go to the back after that incident there. I don't love giving out, I shouldn't give my opinions about this stuff, but I just hate to see hard racing penalized. I know that you want to kind of stop folks from being aggressive like that, but that was an obviously racing incident, and much love to the race control. I know Chuck's running race controls, so it's not really on him. He's doing the best he can, and he's making the right call he needs to make. So this is just my opinion. Doesn't mean I'm right, doesn't mean Chuck's wrong, or vice versa. It's just my opinion. But I hate to see that so late in the race. To get a penalty like that definitely is tough. All right. Well, if you're Andy Kurtz, it's simple. You get the power down. You got the tire advantage. The only person that's been close on speed is Drabick, who is back there in 4th position. He's got old tires around him. He's got Jonah on 2. He's got Abert on old tires right in front of him. So Andy's in a great position here. He doesn't really need to worry about too much. No reason to try anything crazy. Just get down in turn 1 and just throw out the deuces and let her eat. Go get that win. Getting that lead there for Kurtz was huge. All right, here we go. Coming down to the end of this race, going to have 12 laps to go. When they take the green flag, they're going to roll into the Invets restart zone. Andy Kurtz stomps on the throttle, and he does get a great jump. And looks like the 07 going to try to make it 3 wide right here. He's going to stick it 3 wide. He knows he's got to go. He does not have time to wait. Abert, not really much he could do on those old tires. Now the 07 trying to make it work. Oh, man, everybody going all over the place. Contact behind, but we stay here. Jonah trying to fight on those 2 tires. Trying to make it work. More contact going on in the back. I can hear sheet metal banging around back there. But we're going to stay here as Jonah not able to hold off that second position. Now he's going to have to hold off Jamie Barkus there in for that 3rd spot. Still a long way to go, though. 10 laps left in this thing. We'll see what 2 tires can do as now Jonah looks in his rearview mirror and says, my goodness, I gotta do it how many more times? Let's see if he can hang on. Now the battle of the lead might be a little spicy here as Jonah sort of gets rooted up out of the groove here by Jamie Barkus. Don't forget, Jonah took 2 tires on that last pit stop, and you can see it's not going well. We got some contact going in the back. Look at this. Timothy Stubblefield getting all kind of out of shape as the 09 continues to run over him as they make a ton of contact. Able to hang on to it, though. No caution as they go back up front. Patrick Drabick slowly pushing in. What the hell am I looking at? Ah, there we go. We're out front. Drabick. 8 laps to go, and you can tell there's potential for more cautions. I don't know if they got tires left. They only had 4 sets, so they should be on their final set. So no more tires. Jonah Colbert's back at 8 already. 9th, 10th. Oh, he's falling through the field. I don't know what's going on with Jonas. He's just getting eaten alive by those tires, and he is all the way back in the 14th position. But we go back out front. 8 laps to go. Drabick, does he have enough time? No pressure from his teammate out back. It's just these 2. Mano a mano. What does that mean? 1 and 1? Yes, that's what it means. I think. I don't speak Spanish. As he gets closer, about a half a tenth last lap. Now, Andy Kurtz does have the advantage of clean air, and I do think that these drivers are very equal in speed here tonight. They know how to get around this track. So Patrick's not going to have it easy. He's got to get there now. He does not have time to save tire or do anything crazy. He's got to go and get up there and battle for the lead right now. Waiting, it's going to take him 2 or 3 laps to even complete the pass with these guys being on equal tires. Although Patrick Drabick sets the fastest lap of the race last time by. Flying around this track. Drabick, 31.035 using that draft. Gain a huge advantage down the front straightaway. Man, I don't know. This is going to be a battle. Who can make it happen? We're getting down to the end. How do you make this pass? What do you do? We've seen the outside be strong. He's going to dive it down in there. Not going to be able to hold on to it. I think he kind of scared Kurtz, though. Kurtz pushes up on exit. That's going to draw Drabick right back in. The 48 going to block that dive down to the bottom. There he goes. The 07 peeking down the inside. Hard block out of the 48. The 07 now going to go to the outside. He is right there. 5 laps to go this time. Oh, he's going to turn him. And he saves it. He saves it. Now he's going to give him another shove up the track. And here comes the rest of them. Banging doors down the back straightaway. The 48 not happy with that. Going to drive it down on the outside. We haven't seen the outside be strong all race long. Here comes Jamie Barkus. Marcus right there along with Christopher Morris. What's Kurt's going to do here? Going to try to get to his outside. I like this move. Not able to do it, though. Patrick Drabick holds on to the lead for now. What can Andy Kurtz do? Does he have anything left? Diving it down to the inside. You can expect to see in return the favor is Drabick going to push up just a little bit on exit. I don't think 3 and 4 is where you want to make that move. I think you're going to move him. You got to do it in 1 and 2. 2 laps to go. Drabick with a little extra space right there. I don't think the 48 could get to him even if he wanted to. What can Kurtz do? He's going to have a lap and a half to get it done. Drives it deep into 3 and 4. Gains a little bit, but Drabick gets a much better run off. Andy Kurtz not close enough. White flag is out. 1 more lap to go. We're going all the way to the end. Andy Kurtz trying to arc it into the corner to get a better run off. It's not going to work. Almost makes contact with the wall. Now 3/10 for Patrick Drabick as he's got a solid lead going into 3 and 4. And he's going to do it after getting spun. Losing the lead. He's going to cross the start-finish line, and Patrick Drabick takes the win here at Chicagoland. Holy cow. You can see a sigh of relief out of Patrick there as he comes across the start-finish line. I mean, using bumpers, banging doors. I mean, he had Andy Kurtz cocked sideways there. And, honestly, Andy Kurtz had a fantastic save. Hanging on to it. Drabick able to get by there. Now he's going to burn it down here on the front stretch. Your winner tonight, Patrick Drabick, takes the victory. He'll put that Hidden Wit Brewing Company Camaro into victory lane. Let's take a short commercial break. We're going to come back and we're going to talk to these drivers, get some opinions, figure out what people thought about that race. I'm sure there's going to be some good ones and some bad ones. I don't know. But we'll be right back. We'll be back after this. A great shot of the burnout. See Ryan Pendleton there. Pendleton comes home. He actually came home in 5th. Holy cow. There it is. 07. Let's take a short commercial break. We'll be back.
A thriving job market and low cost of living, plus a wide range of veteran benefits, make Indiana the perfect place for veterans of the United States military to thriving job market and benefits make Indiana the perfect place for veterans of the United States military to call home. InVets can help you find that home. We're an organization started by veterans to help former service members transition to civilian life in our state. InVets can help you find the community, schools, and amenities that fit your lifestyle. To learn more about InVets, visit us at invets.org today.
Well, back here At Chicagoland Speedway, Patrick Drabbit takes home the victory with an exciting race and just incredible race all the way around. And Andy Kurt's going to come home in second. Jamie Marcus comes home in third. Going to round out your podium here tonight. Chris Morris Jr. comes home in fourth with Ryan Pendleton. I need to get Ryan Pendleton up in the booth. I want to talk to him about that drive. He got the lucky dog, got back on lead lap at some point and drove all the way back up to fifth. What a recovery. I'm actually going to do that. I want to talk to him. There's sometimes I want to talk to folks. I think that was a crazy drive. I want to know what happened because I wasn't even paying attention. He comes home in fifth. Craig Bontrager, a fantastic finish. 19 spots he gained, along with Brian Provo there in sixth and seventh. Alex Cruz. We saw Alex Cruz flipping at one point, and he comes home in eighth. That's what I'm talking about. Guys sticking with it, getting to the end, and having good finishes. Zach Corner comes home in ninth. Logan Sturgeon with a great finish there in that 10th spot. In 11th, George Jewell, Daniel Cunningham in 12th, Levi McCarty in 13th, Chris Sawyer in 14th, Kevin Price in 15th. Charles Abert, saw him start on those old tires. He's going to end up in 16th. Lipke in 17th, Jonah Colbert in 18th, Frederick Seagraves Jr. in 19th, Timmy Stubblefield is going to be your top 20. Gavin Schilling in 21st, Brett Bieber in 22nd, Michael Kostick, another one of those two-tire drivers. We saw him get tagged. Levi McCarty, he's going to come home in 23rd, Jacob Linke in 24th. Doug Ellingson comes home in 25th, Jacob Ellingson in 20th. And that will round out your field here tonight. Let's talk to some of these drivers. I want to talk to these, got to talk to the winner. Let's get your winner in here, Patrick Drabbit. Well, Pat, this is Eddie in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, winner, chicken dinner, Patrick Drabbit. I don't know, potato salad. I don't know. But congratulations on a incredible win, dude. That was a wild race, a very fun race to watch just from start to finish. Chicagoland put on a hell of a show. Talk to me about the race. You got a great start. You saved those tires early, able to run down Chris Morris, got the lead, and you look like you were in cruise control mode. Talk to me up to that point.
Yeah, I mean, this track will eat some tires up for sure. So, definitely put in some time and some practice to make the car just better on the long run. I knew that was going to be the play. And when Chris took off, I can kind of tell he was burning his equipment up. So kind of reeled him in pretty quick. I mean, Andy Kurtz was pretty fast tonight too, but as the run went on, Ryan Pendleton started to show up as well. But yeah, I mean, the car had some long run speed in it, saved those tires, and was able to, after that first round of pit stops, have about a 4.5 second lead. So yeah, it was cruise control until it wasn't.
Yeah, a little bit of contact with Doug, and honestly, it was, I memean, it's just the worst timing for that to happen. Doug just gets in the wall, and anybody would have done the same thing. Comes across your front bumper, and it spins you out, and you fell back to about fourth after that spin, and then you came out second out of pit road. So pit crew got it done, and you were able to come out and fight there for that win. But obviously, the battle at the end is what we want to talk about, because an incredible battle for the lead. You felt like you had a race-winning car, and I said you, Andy Kurtz, and I think Ryan Pendleton probably had the three fastest cars here tonight. Ryan Pendleton had a speeding penalty. That's tough, but I think you and Andy were sort of the two guys here tonight, and you guys battled it out there at the end.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I mean, I'm not going to lie, after the incident with the lap car and all that stuff, I was driving pretty mad, which kind of showed a couple different times. I made some mistakes, got the car loose. We caught a couple extra cautions there, which allowed me to catch back up from the bonehead moves I made just driving mad. But yeah, when that restart happened, and then we kind of had a quick one, and it shuffled me towards the front, and then I made a pretty aggressive move to go to 3 wide, knowing Charles Abert was on some older tires, just to try to get up there, and was able to track Andy down. We had a little contact going into one. I mean, I was going to shove it in there, and then but talked to him after the race, and it's all good. I mean, we were battling hard for a win. So I kind of backed out it, let him gather it up, and then went on to win. So it feels incredible to win after getting wrecked out of a 4-second lead by a lap car. So I'm super stoked to get the second win on the season, get this '07 Chevy Camaro Hidden Wit Brewery here in Victory Lane.
Yeah, I mean that was a tough one. I talked about this particular series, and really every series so far has been this way, and it continues to be so. Where you have to be perfect. You
Yeah,
can't really make mistakes here. You could be perfect, and you still need a little bit of luck to
yeah,
kind of get things back in order to get these wins, and so it takes all of that. All of it. You had. I don't know if you made any mistakes. I think people just made mistakes around you that you got caught up in. But you're able to make the best of it, come back and get that win. So congratulations on getting your second win of the season, I do believe. So
yes, sir.
um, pretty good to kind of set yourself apart. But man, who you got to thank? Any sponsors, shout outs?
Well, first and foremost, I want to give a big shout out to Jeremy Hosevar. He tried to get in the race tonight and actually had some internet issues, it looked like, and had to drop from the race. And I feel bad for him. He's been racing aggressive all season long. So, Jeremy Hosevar, my hearts and thoughts and prayers go out to you, buddy. Hopefully, you get that internet fixed up so you can get out here and continue to wreck people on the track. But no, Lincoln Tech, man. Lincoln Tech's been phenomenal. I'm actually going there tomorrow to the campus. We got some things we're working out, some more events and things along those lines, man. So I can't wait to get to the campus tomorrow and sit with the entire staff and talk about the cool stuff we got coming up this year. Save 22. If you didn't catch the Tuesday talk this morning, please go back and check it out. Very, very powerful. We lost a brother today to suicide, so please check it out. And our hearts and thoughts and prayers are with the families and the friends and everybody involved with that. Um, Hidden Wit Brewery, they do awesome stuff for us. It is so cool for me to park this car in Victory Lane each and every time in their series. So that's cool. And of course, the Indiana Department of Veterans Affairs and the gracious grant that they give us and all the cool things that are going on. And then, of course, Eddie Smith. That guy's kind of awesome. He's doing a lot around here. He's helping out a ton. Goat Talk, broadcasts, and we're talking about a bunch of other stuff. So, Eddie, I really, really do truly appreciate everything you do for us. My interview has gone way too long, and I'm just going to say bye.
Yeah, so greedy. These winners, man, I'll tell you what, just unbelievable. Get him out of here. Let's talk to some other drivers. I get tired of that, man. Just these divas thinking they got to talk all this crap. I'll tell you what, unbelievable. Trying to get him off the screen deck. We got to get Andy Kurtz in here though. I got to talk to him. The driver that I thought was probably one of the best drivers. I think it was Pat, Andy. I think it was you, Pat, and probably Ryan Pendleton had the best car here tonight. Man, a couple times like Patrick was going to get away with it. Then you had a great lead with just a few laps to go. And then, of course, these cautions start to fly and it all kind of goes to hell. But kind of talk to me about your race, man. You started in third place. You hung up there all race long. Had a pretty good long run car. Talk to me about it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, felt pretty good. It was a awesome race. Really long green flag run in the beginning, and just trying to feel it out and see what I got to do the next run. And Pat was definitely a little bit quicker on the long run, and thought I would have a shot if we were able to re-rack them and try saving my stuff a little bit better, run a little bit differently. So yeah, saw some unfortunate stuff happen to him. Thought I had a really fun run at the end there. So I think he definitely deserved to win, but I definitely gave it my all. So congrats, Pat.
Yeah, and I said the same thing to Pat, but it seemed like in this race you had to do everything perfect. We saw guys make mistakes. We saw guys burn their tires up, and you just couldn't do that this race. And I feel like you and Pat really didn't do anything wrong. Y'all didn't really make any mistakes. You didn't slide through a pit box. You didn't have a speeding penalty. You ran the race damn near perfect, and I think that's why you two were battling it out there with just a couple laps to go. A little bit of contact was made, but they put bumpers on them for a reason. What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was a super close block. I felt like, I blocked them once on the front stretch, and that was. I mean, I had no idea if I was clear, so I could have been in my pit box a couple seconds later when I did that, and then tried it again, getting into one, and yeah, just super close race, and obviously nothing that I don't think either of us would have done if it wasn't 2 laps to go. But yeah, I felt like the best race car driver ever when I saved it. It looked a lot of
It
fun.
was a good save.
Felt a lot
Yeah.
of fun. I think I broke both my thumbs trying to save it, but no, it was cool. So I was smiling the whole time. So that's all that matters.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a strong performance out of you. Great second place, a well deserved. I mean, second, first. I think that would have been either one of those. Your performance tonight was just rock solid. So, congratulations on that second place finish, man. As always, who do you have to thank?
Hey, man, appreciate it. Appreciate you and your awesome broadcast every week for us. I want to thank everyone at Goat Locker for putting this on. Awesome league. I want to thank Lincoln Tech, Save 22, Hidden Whip Brewery, Cruising Classics, Nasty's Restaurant and Bar, Club Station, Op Shop, V Speed, Sim Racing Media, Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs, Alexander PC, Sim Motion, Next Level Racing, iRacing, and Above the Yellow Line for helping us put this on.
Boom. There it is. Andy Kurtz, second place here tonight. Let's move on. Let's get your third place finisher. Somebody that we really didn't talk too much about tonight, and we haven't talked to him at all in ages because he keeps. I don't know what he's doing. Are you working? Why have you been gone so long, Jamie?
Work, doing important stuff.
Unbelievable. Well,
It
we're glad
is.
to have you back.
Thank you.
Back. Back. And we got a third place out of tonight, man. Talk to me about your race.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting. The first run, long green flag run, I was sitting there, sitting about 8th, kind of just keeping pace and tried to make an early pit stop there, and it kind of worked. It got me up into the top 4 till those cautions came out, then kind of got shuffled back and forth a couple times, and then just caught a break on that one restart there, the second to last restart, and don't know what happened, but the outside line didn't really go, and then I guess McCarty got into caustic or something there and picked up some spots and was able to get up there and hold on to third, thanks to Christopher Morris for keeping it clean, because he probably was faster than I was, but he didn't push the issue, so I appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you were there in the top 5 all race long, so you're just kind of waiting. And I keep repeating myself, but it's just the way this race was. It couldn't have been anything more truer tonight, which is don't make mistakes, don't have any issues, keep your nose clean, and that's kind of what you did tonight. And the third place was the result. You may have not been the fastest, especially from Pat and Andy and probably Ryan Pendleton, but you kept your nose clean, didn't make any mistakes, and it rewarded you with a third place finish. So congratulations for that. I mean, anything at the end there you could have done to maybe run those guys down?
Oh no, I was kind of glad when they kind of got together a little bit. That brought me back in, made it look close. Pulling away from me, there really wasn't anything I could do. So but hey, it's third place, get on the podium, get to talk to you. I'm happy with that, especially since I haven't first time I fired up the rig since I don't know, a month ago. So can't complain.
Yeah, it's always funny how those breaks can sometimes revitalize you and you feel like you're better. So congratulations, man, on that third place finish. Who do you have to thank?
I got to thank Hidden. Well, first of all, thank you for the great job you do every week for us there with V Speed. I got to thank Hidden Wit, got them on the car. So glad to get both first and third for them tonight. That's great. And then, of course, iRacing that makes this all go for us. And Above the Yellow Line, Sim Motion. And, yeah, I think that's about it that we got for tonight.
All right. Well, there you have it. Third place, Jamie Barkis gets that final podium spot. But I wanted to bring somebody in here that I was just impressed with, so I had to talk to him. I know it's Goat Locker bias, but it was incredible, and I missed it completely. How the hell did you get back to 5th, Ryan?
Oh man, well, let me start with you. Obviously saw how I got, from first or second, wherever I was running all the way back. We joke about it.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time breaking down the mistake you made tonight.
I'm glad. I appreciate that. I expect nothing less. It's funny because we always joke just with what I have going on right now. I don't have a lot of time to practice, so I get in late, and I didn't run any practice laps. I'm like, oh, you don't need them, blah blah blah. I'm messing around with the team, and sure enough, you do need them for that reason specifically. But anyways, yeah, I was riding around the back, lap down. I was saying I needed a caution. Unfortunately, it came with Pat wrecking, so appreciate that, Pat. And then I needed another caution so I could put new tires on. That happened as well. And then yeah, I told him I'll just drive the wheels off of it. You might see some soapbox stuff, but I gave a couple guys a little bit of a bump. Didn't wreck anyone, but yeah, I was driving hard to get up there, having fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you seem like you were. This is the why I was so disappointed that you had that speeding penalty. Is because it seemed like you had the speed that Kurtz and Dravic had after that first run. It seemed like you were really driving up through the field. Um, and then that that speeding penalty, obviously a huge issue. But I mean, I think it's a great sort of a if anybody out there is watching or goes back and watches this and goes, should I quit if I have a speeding penalty? I think it's a great example of why you shouldn't, because it can you still got to stay in it. And that's exactly what you did. You drove up through the field. You finished in the top 5, man. Just incredible drive. I wanted to hear what happened. How'd you get up through the field? And so I appreciate you kind of waiting around to talk to me. So congratulations on that 5th place, man. I think you had probably a race winning car, but some days you make that mistake and you have to fight back. And man, to fight back to 5th just shows how strong you were tonight.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Yeah, definitely, absolutely. Always stay in it. I always say all you need is a chip and a chair, and especially stock car racing. So, got some luck. And, I'd rather be lucky than good. But actually, I would have rather been good going into pit road. But hey, I'll take the luck. No, but huge shout out to Pat, and glad to have Jamie back. Got a top 3 as well. So good night for Goat Locker overall. Great night for the league. That was awesome racing. That's what I want to see. 80-90% of the race green, and then everyone have some fun. Kind of take the gloves off at the end. That was cool.
There you go. Well, all right. Well, thanks for talking to me, Ryan.
Yeah, thanks, Eddie.
Well, something that we don't normally do, but I just had to talk about that because that was pretty impressive. And man, what a great man! I'll tell you what, I don't know. What do you want? What do you want if that's not good? I mean, yeah, we would have liked for it to not been so foggy, so we could see a little bit better. But outside of that, I'll take it. Man, that was an incredible race, from top to finish, or top to bottom, start to finish. Yeah, Chicagoland. We did put that on the schedule. That is a fantastic track. Put on some good racing. And Patrick Dravic gets his 2nd win of the season. Well, got to thank our sponsors again, Lincoln Tech. Their sponsorship of this entire this whole series, every single series is sponsored by Lincoln Tech. And Hidden Whip Brewing Company for their sponsorship of the Xfinity series. Well, they got their car got put in victory lane here tonight. We want to thank them. And I want to thank y'all for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed it. That was a fun one to call, fun race to watch, I'm sure. And we'll move on next week to Watkins Glen. We'll do a little bit of road course racing next week, so definitely come out and check that out. For Adam Baker, Bradley Cooper, and everybody over at V-Speed that does a lot of work, y'all viewers that come tune in and talk